My goodness, this was amazing. We've got a Korean style pasta sauce with Korean pork belly strips. We've got the range is up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I always like to let it go just slightly over, because when you're opening it up for the first time, you're going to get some heat escape. But look at the colour on these pork belly strips. They were fantastic. Onto the sauce. So as you can see here, guys, all I'm doing is I'm going to put about 4 tablespoons, quite generous tablespoons of chili oil into a pan. This Elfin kitchen, guys, using this induction hob is fantastic. I am so happy, especially because there's a fridge underneath, and because it was quite warm today, I get to put everything back away. So once we've got the chili oil, we're then just going to get some of that very lazy, a good heaped tablespoon, maybe a little bit more later on, of the chili, and then we're going to follow that up with just stirring it round just for a little bit after adding some garlic. You can see I'm not very good at doing this voiceover thing, but hey ho, it is what it is. So we're only going to be cooking this like this for about a minute, just to get the chili, the garlic, and that oil kind of infused before we move on to the next step. So pan is up and ready now for the hot water. We're going to get the pasta in there. This is just some kind of fresh tagliatelle. Only took a few minutes, about 3 or 4 minutes to actually cook into here. Yeah, couldn't decide whether I had enough or not. So I got this from Sainsbury's. It's gochujang. I have no idea what to say. Don't mean to offend anybody with that. But it is phenomenal. This is the kind of key ingredient. There you go. Gochujang. No idea. Following that up, after the 4 tablespoons of that, following it up with about 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Excuse me. I'm not starting this again. So once the mayonnaise goes in, we're just going to give it a little bit of a stir around, and we're going to go like that for about another 2 or 3 minutes. We'll just let all that kind of flavour and everything just infuse into the pan there. Give it a bit of a good stir. We're constantly stirring this, guys, on the way around, constantly. The aromas coming off this already is immense, and it was just making my mouth water. In fact, talking about it now and thinking of it again, it was just making me water. Doesn't look the most appetizing here, but I can promise you it was good. All I did here, guys, I forgot to press record on the thing, is I just added about a cup of that water from the pasta. As you can see, there's a bit of tagliatelle in there. Handful of brown sugar. Now, it's got a nice warm kind of heat to this sauce, and that sugar just gives it a really nice balance. It's one of those heats that it doesn't burn at all. This is just some Chinese pepper powder that I got. I put about a tablespoon of that into the pot as well, and then we're going to follow this up with just a couple of pinches of chipotle dried chilies in there, and then I'm going to put a nice pinch of saffron into there next, which you'll be able to see. So love cooking with this. I do think it makes a difference in the foods, especially if you're kind of making food like this. It's a great addition. A little bit expensive for what it is. You don't need to put too much in there. Like I said, I did a pinch, and it was perfect. So again, guys, we're going to keep stirring this around for a bit longer, and then when we get the sauce and everything to the right kind of temperature, it's all melted into each other, all mixed up. We're then just going to get the cheese. Oh, this is the wrong video, the one where I actually messed up. So I just took the knife to the whole thing. And we're going to get, excuse me, we're going to get a handful of cheese in that pot, and we're going to let that melt down. Now, disclaimer, I have made this before, and I used mozzarella, and I didn't like the mozzarella. The mozzarella clumped up a little bit. I don't think it was the right cheese to use, so I just used kind of like a mild cheddar into that. And what we're going to do is keep adding some cheddar in to make sure we get that kind of nice, thick, creamy pasta sauce consistency that we're looking for. We're nowhere near it yet. I think it took another 5 minutes or so, adding in a bit more cheese. But once we got there, guys, this is just some spicy mayo. that you can make it yourself if you've got some sriracha, if I said that right, sauce and some mayonnaise. Just do like 1 tablespoon to 2 of the mayonnaise, and it seems to balance out quite well. But moving swiftly on, we're going to make sure we give that a real good stir. I do add a few more handfuls, about 2 more handfuls in total of cheese into this sauce to kind of get it finished off. And by the time I had finished it, it was nice and thick and really creamy. Side note, I might actually try and put some double cream in this later on. But as you can see, guys, there it is. The smell, like I said, I promise you, was just unbelievable, out of this world. Now all I'm going to do is just mix that tagliatelle in, and we're going to give it a real good stir around. I think just about another 3 or 4 minutes on the hob with this one. Now that's all stirred in, guys, all I'm going to do is get some rice seasoning. Got this from the Chinese supermarket, which is not too far away from me. And I'm just going to give this a generous pinch. And guess what? Now it's all plated up. It's time to actually have a taste test. Now, that pasta sauce was just creamy. It smells amazing. And here we go. Give it a second. Can't believe I've been talking for this long. Oh, yes. Oh, my God, I've just seen the fact that I get that foodgasm face. But here it is, guys. The final piece de la resistance, if you like. Thanks a lot.